Well, the guys in Matthew 25, verse 1 to 13, we're looking at the parable of 10 virgins, and this follows from Matthew 24, which is the end, when Jesus returns. That's the context. The kingdom of heaven will be compared to 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. This was a common Jewish custom. The bridegroom would be waiting, the bride would be waiting at her father's house for the bridegroom to come. Normally in our custom, the groom is in the front of the church and the bride comes to meet the groom. In these days it was the opposite way around. And so the bridegroom would be traveling to meet the bride in the house, who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. So there's a company that would be with the bride, and they would come out, and there'll be great excitement as the bridegroom arrived. But they never knew which time he was going to arrive. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were prudent. And that goes back to chapter 24, where it says we've got to see the signs, we've got to understand the signs, we've got to be ready, we've got to be prepared for Jesus' coming. And so the foolish people are never prepared. They never looked at the signs, they never heeded the warnings, and so they have no oil in their lamps. For when the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them, but the prudent took oil in their flasks among with their lamps. Now while the bridegroom was delaying, they all got drowsy and began to sleep. There's going to be a time, you see, they all actually fall asleep. So it's not about trying to be awake, it's about being ready, so that when you do wake up, you have everything in place. And so they had all the oil, the wise, and the foolish had run out of oil. But at midnight there was a shout, "Behold, the bridegroom, come out to meet him." And that's how Jesus will come. He will come unexpectedly, like a thief in the night. Suddenly he's there at the door, and if you're not ready, he's not going to accept you. The foolish said to the prudent, "Give us some oil for your lamp, for our lamps are going out." And that's typical of a situation. If you think of, we all prepare, and then suddenly everyone else has run out of petrol and water and etc., and they all come to you because you're the one who've made provisions. In the case of Jesus coming, each man must stand before God, and each man must give an account. And so we cannot give an account for someone else. You cannot get into the heaven because you're a member of a church, or you're born into a Christian family, or any such thing. You only get into heaven because of your faith in Jesus Christ, your own personal faith in him. But the prudent answered, "No, there will not be enough for us and you too. Go instead to the dealers and buy for yourselves." And so the prudent are not going to give their oil away, and so there's no time now to buy. The hour is late, and in the context of salvation, we can't even buy our way into heaven. Verse 10, "And while they were going away to make the purchase, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went out with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. Later the other virgins also came, saying, 'Lord, Lord, open for us.' But he answered, 'Truly I say to you, I do not know you.'" And so there are always going to be those that will come in at the last hour, unprepared, and the point is, it's going to be too late. And so we have to be now. Today is the day of salvation. We need to be ready for Jesus today. He may come today. And so we need to make sure our souls and our heart is right before him. Be on the alert then, verse 13, "For you do not know the day or the hour." And so, such an important lesson. If we're coming out of chapter 24 of Matthew, it says, "For the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect." And so we can't just say, there's these signs that need to happen. We've still got a couple of years. No, we need to make right now. If there's unforgiveness in your heart, if you haven't bowed your knee to Jesus, if you haven't been born again, now, today is the day of salvation.